And what a night. Thank you for coming. Before we begin, let's get the technical stuff out of the way. Thank you for coming out to the Barkley. Let's hear it real quick for the Barkley. Yeah. They might have double booked us tonight with the blues band, but it's great to see a place. This whole show is about comics. It's for comics, with the audience being the big winner. It's always good if you support the Barkley. It's a free show, plenty of parking. Just buy a drink or something. Or the Joey special. You get a water, give $1 tip. The Joey special. The Joey special. That's how I do it, but I'm gonna give that name to Joey. That's good. So yeah, support it. And then during the night, this is a show for future comics who are trying to make it. We're recording. We're supportive. If you need to leave or want to get away for a second, in between the comics, and it's going to be that case because I'll be up. So I have no offense. You guys walk out on me, that's perfectly fine. Just give those comics that type of relief, and that'd be awesome. All right, let me see. All right, I just double checking who's next. All right, we're good here. I'm getting this stuff. What? It's almost like I'm forgetting something. What the heck is going on? All right. I don't know. What am I forgetting? Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody along the identity spectrum, wherever you are. My name is Leslie Hiatt, and welcome to Clash of Comics. We have 6 comics, actually 5. One of them, we have a spare. We always have a spare. So good thing we have 5 comics tonight going for the championship belt so they can post it on social media. That stays with me, but they are crowned the champ. And we have a defending champ tonight as well. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting comedy. And let's hear it for you. A round of applause for yourself. I'm going to try to liven up the audience a little bit with a little bit of my stuff. Try. Thanks, Janine. But like I said, my name is Leslie Hiatt, and I know some of you are confused by my name and gender. That's okay, so is Google. Google is confused all the time. It has thought I'm a trans woman, a woman, an elderly woman, a gay man, Latina. All I need to do is look up some hentai porn and it automatically knows I'm a man again. I just do it for that. That's the only reason why. Japanese animated porn, that's such a very guy thing. That's it. And they're like, oh my God, we're sorry, we now know you're very white male. You're into that, that's it. So that covers it right there. I know a little bit about the female experience because of my first name. But, at the same time, I agree with some of the... Well, let me hear me out. You guys hear about when on the internet it was very popular, they asked women, if you were lost in the woods, would you rather be lost with a bear or a man? All the women chose bear. As a person that lived around bears in Yosemite National Park, I just want to tell the women in the audience, you made the right choice. That was the correct choice. Woo! All right?
Yeah!
You never think... Bring it down. With that bear, you don't have to worry about revenge porn. That's all I'm saying. But we actually had a woman back then who got bitten by a bear. And if you ask her today, she would probably say, I'll still go with that bear. I'll still go with that bear. He had a tender bite. I don't have to, but the thing is, and by the way, you never know about that man. That man might be a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. You never know. It is football season. Who's excited about football?
Yeah.
No, that's an LA crowd. This is an LA crowd. You're like, no. Did they put a team back with us? Oh well. But the thing is, I live in LA now since 2017, and my family's a huge LA Rams fan. Growing up, huge LA Rams fan. So that's why I'm a San Francisco 49er fan. That is actually right. At a very young age, I knew I was smarter than the rest of my family. And so it was like that. Thank you. I'm Yogi. Thank you, boo boo. All right. But the thing is, not for anyone else, Janine. Just for me. Thank you.
Only for you.
Thank you. I know I'm hot. Thank you. But thanks, Mom. But the thing is, I have totally know where I'm at. But the thing is, I knew at a very young age. All my siblings were like almost 10 years older than me, and they taught me how to play Uno, and I was beating them after like the second or third day. And I knew I was so much smarter than them. When they got to high school and they had problem with their homework, my mom would tell them to have me help them, and I did. But don't worry, I didn't have too much work. 2 of them dropped out of high school, so that helped me out a lot. That helped me out quite a bit. But my family is, the thing is about my family, we got poorer every year. We're like the reverse Jeffersons. And only one person got that reference, and I'm here for you. But the thing is, every year we got poorer, and I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the barrio. And yes, I know I don't look it. It looks like I look like my family adds raisins to everything. That I have strong opinions about Caitlin Clark. That I defend that Australian breakdancer online. But the fact of the matter is, that's where I'm from. It's a very important part. By the way, I should say, I'm very proud of where I'm from. I'm better for it. Because when you look this white and you say you're from the hood, it sounds like, oh my God, I escaped. But I did. I grew up in the barrio. And by the way, I love where I grew up because I know I say it wrong. I always say it wrong. I speak German. It messes up everything. It messes up my Spanish. It does. I have actually was given instructions in Spanish, and it went right into German. And I'm like, damn, the Germans take over everything. Oh my God. They're like too dark. I'm sorry, I'm a little too dark there. But I did grow up there. And the one thing I'm afraid of, though, because I was influenced by all the different cultures and so forth, I'm a Mexican food snob now. I admit it. But it's not like I'm one of these people who are like, ooh, I need Mexican fusion. No. I don't think it's authentic unless that taco comes from a truck. That's the kind of authentic, that's where we got it from. Like people would say, oh, they have the best tamales. I'm like, yeah, but where I came from, there was door-to-door service and, Home Depot buckets. That was the good tamales. It was so good we had to jump over our mom to get to the door because she would always tell them no. That's how good those tamales were. What else is there? Just all this stuff, reminiscing. But I need to I was influenced by all these different cultures and so forth. But I would be a good PSA on Fox News, right? Fox News, they're all oh, white culture's going away, replacement theory, blah, blah, blah. They just put me on there and said, this white man is influenced by all the cultures, embraced it, loved it, and look, the whiteness still shines through. It's still there. And I know it is because I'm super excited about them opening up a Trader Joe's down the street. Oh my gosh, when I heard that, I'm like, I'm going to be coupon clipping. I'm just, what do I need to do for that one? Oh my goodness. But I did give away a little bit of it. When I was growing up there, I needed to learn a second language back in high school, and I learned German, which is super, super useful in the United States. It's only good in Disneyland and Yosemite and Das ist alles. That's it. But I've been there multiple times, right? I've been there tons of times. And the thing is about there is, people ask me, you've been around all these different cultures. Have you ever had cultural shock? I'm like, yes, I have. It was when I was in Germany. I looked around for the first time and I'm like, oh my God, we all do look alike. Oh my goodness, my friends were right. We all do look alike. All right, well, on that positive note, I'm just going, it's been a tough day. I shouldn't have it be a tough day. I had a good Costco run today. You ever go there?
Hell yeah.
And all the demo food was really top notch. They had pot roast, beef pot roast. They had all the good stuff out. So I should be in a better spirit. All right. So are we ready to watch some comedians give us their best 10 minutes for your vote? All right, this first comedian coming up, he's our champ. Funny thing is, there's times in LA when I'm like, hey, people tell me things. I'm like, this only happens in LA. Like one time I had a student teacher who said, oh, I used to go to homeschool programs with Billie Eilish. And this guy, he comes up and says, oh yeah, I worked on a documentary that was up for an Oscar one year. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. And that's successful. And this says a lot for our current champion, who is not only a successful filmmaker, but a great comic. Let's hear it for Derek Boonstra!
Thank you, sir. Keep it going for Leslie, everyone. It's tough band out there. I'm glad to be here with you tonight. As Leslie said, I am the current. Last month I won the inaugural Barkley's Restaurant and Bar Clash of Comics Comedy Competition Championship belt, and it truly was the best night of my life. Yeah, well, we don't actually get to take it home. It's just sort of I know, I wish. Maybe next time. But it was the best night of my life winning that thing, I have to say. It goes meeting my wife, getting married, having a kid, the time I watched the DVD logo hit the exact corner of my screen, and winning the Barkley's Restaurant and Bar Comedy Clash of Comics Competition Championship belt. And I just want to take a second to intimidate the other comedians that are here. I just want you all to know that the reason that I'm standing before you is only because of my immaculate comedy chops, and has nothing to do with the fact that the voting audience last time was mostly comprised of my friends. Those two things are unrelated. Yes, purely based on the merit. But that said, I decided that this time I would come with 10 new minutes and challenge myself by going dark. This is the darkest material I've ever done. It's going to get progressively darker as it goes, all right? So that's how this is going to go. The first topic I'm going to discuss tonight, of course, is the Taliban. Because I read in the news recently that the Taliban, this is true, they kicked out 300 of their own soldiers recently because they couldn't grow a beard. They were failing to meet the minimum scraggle requirements. And I read that article and it made me really sad, I have to say. And I'm glad that there's some blues to accompany the sadness here. Because, if you think about it, to join the Taliban, to get jumped in to begin with, you have to be really committed, right? Like you have to really want to be there. You have to give up drinking, you have to give up music, ironically. You have to give up pretty much anything that would bring a smile to your face. You have to know that you may be asked to strap on a suicide vest and do some real employee of the month type shit. To know, this is amazing. And so just to know that one day your boss walks in, and he's like looking like ZZ Top, and he's like, sorry bro, but you're not martyr material. That's really sad. And I know that may sound like not a very good Taliban accent. But I think that the closest analog in America probably is the dumb surfer bro, because I mean, if you think about it, they're both like comprised of mainly dudes who don't like higher education. They're both like to wear flip flops. They're both super radical, and so if you, I imagine the guy without the beard being like, bro, how am I supposed to get 72 virgins if I can't be a martyr? And the guy's like, try growing 72 pubes, Talibroski. All right, that's the end of that bit, mercifully. The next one, we're going from the Taliban. The next bit is about death, specifically selfie deaths, which are on the rise. This is true. They're technically called unintentional autophotographic suicides. And the number of those have surpassed now the number of other pretty hilarious causes of death. Things like flying champagne corks. Those kill about 20 people every year. Those get recorded as le pop fatal if the champagne is French. Otherwise, it's just sparkling head trauma. Vending machines tip over and they kill about 30 people every year. The people who get crushed by vending machines are recorded as unwilling sacrifices. In some cases, they're marked down as victims of aggravated snack attack. And it should be noted, though, that most, if not all, cases of vending machine deaths are self-defense on the vending machine's part. They will usually leave you alone if you don't provoke them. Icicles fall and they kill about 100 people every year. Perhaps not surprisingly, most of those happen in Russia. Those get filed under Cold War casualties, not because of the ice, but because they just like to blame the Americans for everything. My wife is Russian, and I can confirm that's how it works. She's in the audience tonight, and she loves that joke. Okay, we've done Taliban, we've done selfie deaths. What's left? My buddy who I went to high school with is here. The last subject of the night is the Columbine High School Massacre, of course. Which, for anybody who doesn't know, the Columbine High School Massacre, Columbine is a high school in Littleton, Colorado, and it was the site of the very first mass school shooting in America. It's still the best one, if you ask me, which I know sounds dark, but I lived through it. I was a junior in high school when Columbine happened, so I get to make jokes about it. Columbine is kind of my N-word in that sense. I told you this is going to get darker as we go. And so, because it was the 25th anniversary this year, and because of that, it was in the news a bit. And every time there's a major anniversary, they replay the footage on TV, so I kind of have to live through it. And it's a little, you get some PTSD, but then, with time, you get some distance, and you can kind of think about it dispassionately. And I remembered some things this year that made me laugh a little bit, so I'm going to share that with you. The first thing that you need to know is that I did not actually go to Columbine. I went to the other major high school in Littleton, Colorado, which is called Chatfield Senior High. So we were rival schools, but I say rival, but I worked at fast food restaurants with Columbine students. Their jocks got our cheerleaders pregnant. Our drug dealers sold them fake acid. It was a community, really. That's what I'm trying to say. And the other thing that you need to know, the crucial bit of information, you can look it up, is that Columbine happened, the actual day was Tuesday, April 20th, 1999, which for any non-weed smokers in the audience means that was 420 and Taco Tuesday. The Taco Bell near campus had a special where you would buy like a Supreme item and get a free taco. This was back when tacos cost 59 cents. I digress. So the day that it happened, I was sitting in class. It was just before noon, I remember, because other students were already on their lunch period. I was waiting for mine to start. Sitting in class, still a little high from hotboxing in the car beforehand, and had my eye on the clock, my hand on the backpack, ready to make a run for the border. This is hard to do. This is the perfect Columbine soundtrack. And so just before noon, the principal comes on the loudspeaker, and this is exactly what she said. Can I have your attention, please? There's been an incident at Columbine High School, and classes are canceled for the rest of the day. That's literally all she said. So, in this moment, all I know is that I've got the munchies, it's Taco Tuesday, and school just got let out on a beautiful spring day. That's all any of us knew, and so I'm looking around class like, did I just hear what I think I heard? And before anybody can say anything, you hear the sound of hundreds of students cheering in the cafeteria because school just got let out. This is true. He was there. He can attest to this. In our defense, school shootings had not been invented yet. We thought that, when you hear that there was an incident, it's like, oh, well, probably there was a really sweet senior prank or something. Before anybody can do anything, the vibes were really high for a fleeting moment. And then in what I would submit to you for your consideration in the category of gnarliest vibe harsh of all time, the principal came back on the loudspeaker and said, no, everybody, please listen. There's somebody with a gun at Columbine, and somebody may have been shot, and we're not sure what's going on. But nobody can leave. You can't leave campus until we have more information. So a real roller coaster ride, and it kept getting worse as we watched the rest of the day and weeks unfold. Real tragedy for the community, obviously. It was a terrible nightmare, and there have been 400 mass school shootings since Columbine happened. This is my comedy set, everybody. 400 mass school shootings since Columbine happened, and I don't like to preach, but I can't help anytime that there's another senseless, unnecessary, completely preventable school shooting that happens somewhere in America, I can't help but think to myself, man, I could really go for some Taco Bell right now. I got my taco. Trauma does strange and delicious things. Also, AR-15s should only be legal if you get micro penis tattooed on your forehead. Thank you.
Let's hear it for our defending champ, Derek Boonstra. Please come on in, more audience. This is great. To add to the fun facts, the death, when I was in the Marine Corps, yes, I was in the Marine Corps, I could have served in Kosovo. We have lost more people in gender reveal parties during our military time in Kosovo. Just real quick. More people have died in gender reveal parties than a military incursion into a foreign country. I just wanted to point that one out. And when I was in school, I was during the LA riots, and this is the wrong audience to make those observational humor jokes on. I'm just saying. All right, enough of that downer talk. I'm really just... All right. But we're gonna have our first challenger. The first time I've ever saw this challenger for the comic belt performed, he did a joke that I was just like, I didn't think that was possible. That it was just so good. And when I started this, the first time I saw him, I was like, please, say yes to coming up here. And he said yes. So I'm very proud to bring up to the stage right now, Michael Lussier!
Thank you, Leslie. What a nice introduction, and I'm a little confused about the Kosovo thing. Like, are you saying we should be killing more people over there, or like? Because we could probably do that if you want. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name is Michael Lussier. I'm from the Bay Area. Yeah. No, I mean, you can clap. The Bay Area's all right. I like LA. I've been here for a few months now. The thing about the Bay Area is like, the people up there are so ugly, it's crazy. So it's just like nice to be down here. But I don't know, I shouldn't like shit on the Bay Area. There are some things I miss about being up there. Like, for example, San Francisco has the best gay dodgeball leagues, okay? Like, first of all, they don't check, you can just join them. And that's all it takes. Then you're just in there throwing dodgeballs at gay tech workers from San Francisco. If you've never tried it, give it a shot. But like I said, it's good to be down here in LA. And things are getting better. You know, like when I first got here, I was staying in a hostel, and that was pretty bad. The hostel, you know, it had a few bathrooms. Every single one of them had one of those toilets. You know those toilets that have signs above them that are like, please don't put too much stuff in here. Like, I can't handle it. Only some kinds of paper. I can't stand that. All these weak ass toilets, you know, like I want to see a toilet that has a sign above it that's like, give me all you got, I can handle it, I promise. Like, I don't care if it's a fucking bowling ball, I'll take care of it. Like, I just feel like we should be getting better at making toilets, that's all. But the hostel was bad in other ways besides the toilets. It was so bad actually that I hardly spent any time there. Like, all I did, I just like stored some stuff there. I slept there, and I got bit by bugs there. And bugs, like, I don't know, I feel bad, like, it's not their fault, they're so dumb, like, they're bugs, you know, like, I'm not supposed to punch down when I'm doing comedy, but, like, what are these guys doing, you know, like, biting me at this hostel? Like, go to a yoga studio, bite some hot chicks, like, why are you hanging out with losers at a hostel? But I'm not in the hostel anymore, guys, ladies, not dealing with bug issues, so that's good. Things are getting better. I mean, I did get shot though recently. Actually, when I was waiting for the bus. Yeah, this car full of kids did a drive-by shooting on my bitch ass. You know, I guess like stay in school, right? Kids love shooting people. Even after school, they're shooting people. I'm waiting for the bus. They shot me, but it was an Orbeez gun. They use an Orbeez gun, if you know what those are. Orbeez gun is a toy gun that shoots little gel beads. They're like popular on TikTok. So, I don't know, I guess these kids are doing some new viral challenge, like, shoot the coolest guy you've ever seen in your fucking life. And they understood the assignment. I got hit a bunch of times. I think they had a bump stock on this thing. And the worst part about getting shot while you're waiting for the bus is once it's over, you're still just like waiting for the bus, you know? And you have to ride the bus. But at least the bus is not taking you to a hostel anymore, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean, like things are getting better, a little bit, you know? And speaking of that, like another news, positive news, I completed the training to be a security guard. Yeah, so I'm pretty much a cop, you guys. I'm basically a cop. No, the training for a security guard is actually very clear about the fact that if you're a security guard, you're not a cop. That's like the main focus of the training. They say that a bunch of times. They're like, you're not a cop, don't act like a cop, don't dress like a cop. If the public thinks you're a cop, you're blowing it. But, you know, they said that so many times that like by the end of the training, it started to seem like, you know, they're really saying, if you read between the lines, is like, welcome to the force, you know, obviously, we can't put you on the payroll, but like you're basically a cop, pretty much. I didn't end up getting the job though, somehow, which is crazy. Like I don't know if any of you ever tried to be a security guard. They'll hire almost anybody except me for some reason. I think they were jealous or something. It was a huge mistake on their part, but that's okay. I'm trying to stay positive, look on the bright side, and I am going to use the training still. Like I paid for the training. I'm going to use it against them, actually. Like, I learned in the training that if you're a security guard, you can't even look in somebody's pockets. If you suspect them of shoplifting, you're not allowed to look in their pockets. So I'm just making a killing shoplifting. I'm filling my pockets everywhere I go. They can't touch me. So that's on them. There are other benefits to not getting that job, like, for example, EBT benefits, food stamps. Like, I got those so quickly once I applied because basically, if your financial situation is so bleak, like they'll just give you food stamps right away, right? So now I can buy food. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I can buy food. EBT benefits are great for buying food. They don't let you buy anything else though, and they're very serious about that. Like I learned that the first time I bought groceries. I was at self-checkout. I bagged up $80 of groceries at 2 bags. Swiped the card, and I still owed 20 cents. Because the card does not cover the bags for the groceries. And I was like, well, this is bad. I called the woman who was working self-checkout over. I was like, is there anything we can do about this? And she was like, well, you're using EBT, that's for food only. And I was like, damn, I don't have 20 cents. Like, she goes, well, there is something we could do. It's just, do you promise to eat the bags? And I was like, yeah, I'll eat the bags. I would have gone with paper instead of plastic if I knew I was gonna have to eat the bags, but it's too late for that. So, you know, people complain about like microplastics. They're finding microplastics in your blood and your brain and stuff like that. Well, how do you think I feel? You know, I have 2 full plastic bags in my digestive tract. I guess that's contributing to climate change. You know, I've been talking about things getting better, like for me, or trying to look on the bright side. It's hard to do that with things like climate change. I think that's getting worse. A lot of things like that are getting worse. And I'm not doing my part for climate change. I know that because one thing I hear about that's important is water conservation. We're supposed to be saving water, right? Well, I'm drinking that stuff, dude. That's my favorite drink. I'm not saving it. What are you saving it for? I'm drinking it. I don't care if we're supposed to save it. I'm gonna keep drinking it. So hopefully that's okay. But yeah, the climate's getting worse. A lot of things are getting worse. I mean, and what better issue, I guess, to encapsulate that dynamic than homelessness. Or sorry, homelessness. Let's give it up for homelessness. Let's get the energy up. No, those guys stink. I'm actually pro-homeless. I don't know. I think it's crazy. There's a lot of people that are like mad at them. Like people are like pissed, you know? Like I hear people say things like, you won't believe what I saw today. There was a guy shitting on the streets. You can't just shit on the streets. And it's like, yeah, you can, dude. Obviously, it's the first part of your story, you fucking dumbass. Like, you sound jealous when you say that also, kind of. But I don't know, it seems like more than anything, like we just want to make the homeless go away. Like that's all most people seem to care about. And that's why they play like classical music at most metro stations, like MacArthur Park, you know? Because I guess the thinking is something like, they were probably just like, well look, homeless people only like things that are gross and bad. And classical music is pleasant and nice, and so if we play this, they'll freak out. You know, they'll go find some more trash somewhere, stuff they like, you know, they'll be complaining, like, I can't even hear myself screaming my own thoughts, like, you know, how am I supposed to tell if I'm pissing or not? So, you know, they play classical music, and I guess it works, I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it's working, they're still there, for sure. And it just bums me out, because, like, we could be doing so much more for these guys. Like, as a society, we're capable of doing pretty amazing things, like, for example, like we care about technology, computers. The first computer was the size of this room, you know, and now we have a more powerful computer than that fits in our pockets. And we achieved that by devoting resources and talent to computers. So with homelessness, like imagine if we put those same resources and talent towards the homeless, like think about how small those guys would be now, right? And like that would solve the problem. And if you don't believe me, we could do that with technology. It can make the homeless be smaller. Like, look at driverless cars. That's technological advancement. The driver disappeared altogether. And I'm not saying we should do that with the homeless. I just think that if they were way smaller, it would be better. It'd be better for them too. You know, like imagine how much fentanyl you would need if you were like, you know, if you could fit in the palm of my hand. Like that would be a good deal for everybody. And I'm just gonna end with this. This is kind of unrelated. I want you guys all to know a little bit about my dating life. I'm a sapiosexual, which means I'm attracted to people based on their intelligence. And it just so happens the most intelligent people in the world are 18-year-old girls. I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules. But they're just so smart. It's fucking crazy how smart these girls are. All right, thank you guys. Bye.
Let's hear it from Michael Lussier. Wow, sorry Michael, they went into a guitar solo during your set. This was like a last minute thing. I found out about this on Friday, the book thing. I thought they were gonna bring in acoustics, that's what I thought. But you guys have been great. You guys are doing a great job in supporting the comic. So I just want to give another shout out to the audience here tonight. So thank you. My goodness. Michael mentioned the homeless thing about, you know, I recently saw a guy taking a little squat on the curb, and I was like, oh, that's clever, you kind of hide it. Unlike the first guy I ever saw taking in LA, he just went, you know what, if I'm going to do it in public, I might as well show everything. And I say, kudos to you, sir. Thank you for letting us know what you're doing. And yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get right there. Okay, so our next comic, and we're gonna continue with the tall portion of the show, is a regular. We have open mics here on Mondays and Wednesdays, and this guy brings it just a kaleidoscope of new material all the time. You like that one, don't you? Yes, you like that. A lot better than Joke Machine, don't you? There you go. But he is great, and I'm even very proud, just like all the other comics say, that his friend. Let's bring it up, Sam Cooper!
Kaleidoscope. I love it. I'd be a big homeless. Get a ray gun for that. I hope that guy likes the blues. With a smattering of comedy twice a week. Especially, he's my least reactive audience member I want. If I get a laugh from him, then I'll know. I'll know something. I don't know what I'll know, but whatever it is, I'll know. I'm glad, excuse me, just kidding. Oh, actually, before I get into it, we were talking about plastic in the ocean, or like plastic in general, the plasticization of the world. A lot of people complain that the ocean's like all plastic, but I think like we should look at like the bright side, you know? It's at least like 12% not plastic, you know? It's like, let's be positive. It's like next year, 11%, 10%, but there's a percent. There's some water in there, some salt, a few fish swimming around. You know, that's why I cut my masks, keep the turtles alive. You're welcome, plastic turtles. I'm glad gay people exist, you know, because otherwise LGBT would just be BLT. Should be confusing, because like the sandwich, you guys get it. That was some behind the scenes action. What am I doing? I don't need to give you context for every joke. Where else was I going? But yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost where I'm going. I'm off the track. So we will see where this goes. On my way here, I was driving behind a car that said ABC7. I was like, how do they know my password? To be fair, it's not a very strong password. You know, I can hack that in a second. When I get home, I will add an exclamation mark. It'll be extremely secure. I wish I could teleport, you know, because I could live somewhere cheaper. Like the Inland Empire. You know, save some money. You guys get me. We all like saving money. Nope. No reaction out of him. Okay, we're having fun. I like to read a lot. And I'm rereading this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Yeah, that's an effective laugh. In my quest to become a more highly effective person. But the problem with my reading is I read something, but then like I forget it like 2 weeks later. Just everything, the knowledge and the plot, it all dissipates out of my head. And I don't really know what happened. So I hope having a good memory isn't one of the habits of highly effective people. I hope making this room laugh uproariously at that joke isn't another habit of highly effective people. I find that unlikely because it's a mass market paperback. That would be hyper-specific. But yeah, being gay is kind of hard because I can't go to Chick-fil-A. You know? I have to go to Gay Dude Filet. Not nearly as good. Not nearly as many locations, but they are open on Sunday. So we take our wins where we can. So I feel like I'm getting too old to keep up with social media trends these days. There's so many. And it's making me feel like a boomer, you know? Because I find myself saying things like, no one wants to twerk anymore. Still nothing? Okay. Looks like a boomer to me. I'll get him. What else? There's other memes. I guess Brat Summer just ended. There was a big meme for a little while that said Kamala Harris is Brat. When she first, when Joe Biden dropped out and she got nominated, it was like Kamala Harris is Brat. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of don't really agree with that. You know, she's like a politician, literally the vice president, and like an accomplished lawyer. I'm like, she doesn't seem that brat. Like, she's the worst brat. But then I was like, oh, bratwurst. Absolutely delicious. Not a bratwurst crowd? Shame. Shame. Oh, I said shame and they shut down. I'm sorry. I believe in you. I restored their self-confidence. That's really what comedy's all about. So I get a lot of joke ideas in the shower, when I'm showering. Hell yeah. I bathe, better believe it, in the shower. But yeah, I get a lot of joke ideas in the shower. And the problem is if I have like two jokes, then they just get jumbled in my head. You mix them, I don't know, it's stressful. But I found this product called waterproof shower notes, where you can sort of write your jokes down in the shower, the waterproof pencil, so you can remember it, you know? But yeah, so I ordered them, they arrived, but the problem is, I didn't realize this when I ordered them, they're actually love notes. They're meant for like loving couples to write loving little notes to each other while they're in the shower. I was like, oh boy, I was not prepared for this. So yeah, it's very convenient. But now, I don't know, I have to fit like the theme of the product, you know? So I always write like, at the end of my joke, I'm like, you go, sexy tall man. Yeah. I know, it wasn't funny because it's true. I agree. If it was just funny the whole time, like, that's no fun. Come on. No music? Not gonna keep going? Believe in yourself. I feel like I'm getting too comfortable with wine because I forgot the word for grapes. And I was talking with my friend, and I was trying to think of the word for grapes, and what came out of my mouth was wineberries. That's not good. That's a red flag. That's a red wine flag. That's a Merlot flag. Yeah, I used to not know that much about wine. One time I said Chardonnay flag, white wine. The crowd laughed, but it was at me. I was very hurt. Hell yeah. This music fits my mood. I'm not pointing at anyone back there, I'm pointing at the music, so. Not me, so. No, I'm pointing at him. Okay, we're having fun. What else? What else is there in my life? I guess I'm pretty tall. Can't let that go unaddressed. So yeah, I'm 6'6", and yeah, it's pretty rare that I meet other tall people. Like, I never really make eye contact with anyone, so when I do, I'm like, whoa. But yeah, when I meet these people, they always ask me this. These people. Okay. When I meet tall people, let's not go too crazy. I'm getting wild up here. God. When I meet tall people, they always say like, "Oh, how tall are you?" And I always say 6'6", but they always insist I'm taller than that. They're like, "No, I'm 6'5". You're 6'7". You're 6'8". And I just like agree because I'm very easygoing. So I'm like, "Sure, I'm 6'8". I just wonder how much taller I'll agree to be before I make a stand for myself. Like, no! I was measured by a doctor! Trust the science! They're like, dude, why are you pointing down at me? I'm like, your height. Like, oh, sorry. It's out of habit. It's out of habit, my friend. Okay. People ask me a lot of questions. Ask me. When you're tall, people ask you a lot of questions. Lots of the same questions. They're like, how's the weather up there? Oh. Do you play basketball? Do you play basketball? And so yeah, I get a lot of questions. But the weirdest question I've ever got, I don't think I did anything to prompt this question. I don't think I was acting weirdly in any way. But they were like, wow, you know, it would take a lot of rope to hang you. So first of all, I don't really know this we're not at like that level. I don't know if it's possible to be at that level with another human being, honestly. But second of all, the most annoying part is it's like not even true, you know? Like you would need the same amount of rope, or possibly even less, to hang me. So they just don't teach physics that well these days, you know? Okay. Let's see. I studied economics in college, but I don't remember that much of it, you know? I think microeconomics might be smaller, and macroeconomics might be bigger, but I'm not sure. I'll have to get my PhD. I'd be a macroeconomics. If I were an economics. Okay, that was an economics joke. Do that in front of the economics crowds. Heck yeah. Okay. I'll leave you with some questions. Why are turtles so difficult to audit? Because they operate a vast network of shell companies. Follow-up question. Why are clams so difficult to audit? Because all their receipts are wet. What? Any accountants in the house? That'd be ridiculous. Okay. I feel like is that crowd work? Alright. Okay. Lastly, while we're on the animals, I'll leave you with this. I wonder if skunks fart. And when they do, if they're just like, I've done better than that in my day job as a skunk. This is amateur hour. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a great night.
Let's hear it for Sam Cooper. Sam mentioned the presidential election. We just had a debate. The best part of the debate for me was I was teaching during that time, so I didn't have to watch it. I just want to give a shout out to this election on the debate. Very progressive, right in front of us. 2 people running for president, both of them wearing makeup. We got it. You go, girl, both of them. All right. You guys are like, no politics. I'm tired of the election. I don't know if I can say this too much. This next comic, I have not ever told her this, but she actually influenced me and changed some of my stuff in a very positive way. So when this started and I saw her, I'm like, yes, please come up and do this little thing. I'm gonna say sorry for Blues Night. This was not, I found out about this on Friday. But again, shout out to you guys for being great. But let's hear it for Ruby Bockmier.
Thanks, so sweet. I love the blues, let me tell you. I feel like the band's really good. I feel like we kind of like the ambiance. Leslie, would you say you and the bartender are like frenemies, friends? How's that going?
Not well.
Do you think you're going to be kicked out of this place after today? I think so. Family, hi, how's it going? This is family here. Because when you come to Barkley, you do want to commit suicide, so you do. So we're all family. If you're pregnant too, that's upsetting. That's a double homicide or whatever it is. It is good to be here. I do have a new lover in my life. Please hold the applause, Joe. Thank you so much. You might know him. His name's Kevin D. Leone. He is running for city council in District 14, so kind of a celebrity, kind of a hot get. I only know him because he gave swag bags to every door in my apartment complex. Really good swag bags. What's inside of them, you ask? Clorox wipes, name brand. Are you kidding me? Kevin, fuck me, huh? Kevin, get over here. Leslie actually told me that Kevin has problems, like he had like a whole thing back in the, like a couple years ago where he's like racist or something. Kevin's Mexican, okay? Kevin can be racist. Can we just say he can be racist? It's okay, Leslie, okay? Let's cool it. I'll be at the polls. I don't care what Kevin thinks. I'm voting for my man. You know, I'm supporting, huh? I love your bleaching tone, by the way. Wow. Who does that for you? Your best friend? Nice. He's flaming. And we don't get that here a lot. So that's why we love that. We love that. What area do you live in, you guys? Pasadena? Well, you traveled.
I told her I traveled.
Yeah, you traveled here. Well, the drinks are cheap. Not like West Hollywood. $6 for a tequila soda?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Driving? Okay, great. See, we're having a fun time, guys. Do you think Kevin's gonna be here? I did invite him. Okay, he's not gonna come. I want to be serious with you guys. I did when I was 13. I was really excited to become a woman, you know. So I thought I started my period, and I was at my father's house, and I was like, I can't tell my dad, so I'm gonna bring my stepmom in the bathroom. So I was like, look, stepmom, I'm a woman. And she looked in the toilet bowl, and it turns out it was just a giant shit with a speck of blood. So, not yet a woman. But at least I wasn't a whore. Oh, stepmom, homewrecker, ruined her lives. Oh. But instead of a tampon, she gave me a fiber pill. And I was like, I just feel like that was fucked up, you know? She's like, you're clogging our pipes. I was like, okay, bitch. Turns out still a big shitter, huh? Crazy. Got a big shit all the time. Anyway, I love my stepmom. She's pretty cool. You know she's cool because she uses her JanSport backpack as her purse, and you know she's so hot. You know she's so hot with her Janny. Is anybody a bus driver in here? Okay, those are people too. I don't know why we're laughing. No one's a bus driver. Nobody's certified. Nobody can back up a big hog. Okay, no big dicks. All right, small wieners. That's crazy. My mom's a bus driver, huge cock, so that's actually insane. But my mom's in the small game. She is a middle school bus driver. Pretty cool. She was the bus driver for my school. So kids would come up to me in the lunch line. They'd be like, "Hey, is your mom bus driver Denise?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, that's her." They're like, "Hey, your mom's a bitch!" I'm like, "Well, that's crazy because she drives a small bus, so you're ill-behaved, okay?" My mom told me that you need to stop smashing your head into the window, okay? The blood, messy. You can get the helmet off if you just listen, okay? Okay, have you seen those kids on that bus? They're just freaking out. Okay, they do need a bitch in the passenger seat. Oh, right. My mom would park it in our driveway, like during her lunch break. I'm like, wow, my image is tarnished. Are you kidding? No, I like my mom. She's not like the smartest tool in the shed. She never graduated high school. She got her GED, so she's a dumbass, you know. Uneducated. Can we talk about it? Okay, so she's not super emotionally intelligent. Like, if I was ever upset growing up, like depressed in my room moping around, she'd just like walk by me and be like, "Oh, Ruby, what do you want, a gun?" And I was like, high school's tough. You wouldn't know, dropout. Spell Hawaii. How about that, huh? Spell it, okay? She couldn't. All right, she really got confused on the eyes. I did want to be a whale trainer, though, at SeaWorld when I was growing up. It was before Blackfish, so I felt like I was the dumbass, you know, in hindsight. It kind of changed us all. Do you watch Ship Crazy?
No.
Oh. I feel like I was trying to connect with you for some reason. I went out. Oh, you have?
I saw Seaspiracy.
Seaspiracy? Okay, Chip Crazy and Seaspiracy are two different things, you know? But I get you connected with the animals. Yeah, Blackfish, I get it. Okay, we're gonna get off that. I just wanted to make a friend, you know, if I was not gonna win, because I feel like I'm not gonna win, you know, so I'm just gonna make a friend. Chip Crazy.
HBO, yes.
You have seen it, okay.
She's crazy.
She is crazy. She is Chip Crazy. Guys, spoiler! Oh my God, it's all coming together. I am a twin, so I'm kind of a fantasy, so guys, boners down, please. Keep them in, Leslie. It is a twin brother. Oh, okay, so certain type of fantasy, but we are open for market, so if you want to pay. But my mom used to call us double the trouble. That's just because he's schizophrenic, so watch out. He will kill us with a knife. If we see him, we need to exit the building, okay? I knew my brother was different from a young age because he was obsessed with two things, and that was Conor McGregor and Evanescence. And it was like too intense, the love that he had for those two things. So, and now he thinks he can make it in like the UFC, like he tries to be like a jiu-jitsu amateur like fighter, you know? And he bought this painting at the Goodwill to inspire him. It's of 3 powerful minutes of Gandhi, Jesus, and Martin Luther King. And he told me that he looks at that painting and he just thinks to himself, what a bunch of pussies! And then he leaves it all out there in the park, shadow boxing, so it's pretty cool. He actually knocked up the cashier at the Goodwill, actually, who sold him that painting. That's a true story. So he's going to be a great dad. He's been missing for like 8 months, so we know he's going to be a really good father. He's going to be really present. We're really excited. But have you ever like been missing a family member and then you kind of find them when you're scrolling through YouTube Shorts and you see your twin promoting his amateur UFC fight in Aurora, Oregon in December? It's like, whoa, where have you been? It's crazy. You look sickly. You're a fruitarian? Well, gross. It's okay. He lives in Portland, Oregon, so watch out. All right, let's see. We have 2 minutes left. The clock is nice. It's professional, Leslie, but it is a little like you're a little antsy with it. Like Sam was at 14 seconds, and you kept looking at that clock. I was like, Jesus Christ, give him the time. Oh God, we got nothing but time, huh? Okay. Wait, who are the judges? By the way, who's judging me? Can he judge?
The audience.
Okay, he's one of them. Okay, I tried to bet for you. Am I gonna win? For me? Yeah? Okay, great. No matter who else comes up, right? I got one vote. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked, Joey. You're not gonna vote for Joey? You swear to God, you can't vote for Joey. A female vote. Thank you. Thank you. I always tell guys, being a woman in comedy, amazing. You don't have to be funny, and you win all the time, you know? Okay, I am going to give time back to them just because I'm a gracious lady. I'm a gracious woman. I want Leslie to come up here and say nice things about me. So thank you so much. Give it up for Leslie in the Clash of the Comics.
Let's hear it for Ruby Bockmier. I'll say I love your last name just because I can say Maya, because that's very German at the very end. It's just like I'm like, yes, I can finally use it after all these years. I had a local famous mom myself. She didn't drive the bus, but in elementary school, she worked at the gas station. Oh,
sorry, Leslie.
it's okay.
I give you a minute left. Sorry.
No, take it. Get the stuff. It's fine. But she worked at the gas station every parent went to for the elementary school. And I was so embarrassed by it. I was such an ungrateful little shit, though. That was like my health care, right? That paid the bill, and I'm sitting there going, oh, everyone's saying they saw my mom today. It's just too much. Just too much. The hardships of youth. That was an hour. Last comic, the last challenger. Another person you'll see at the Barkley, and a lot of different places, and performing has performed on the East Coast and the West Coast. Whoa! Wow! But let's hear it for Joey Massaro.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's go. East Coast and West Coast. It's called Airplanes, guys. Come on, let's go. Holy shit, that was great. Thank you for being at Clash of the Comics. That's exactly what everybody wants in election season. Another thing to vote for, you know what I mean? That's exactly what we want. The whole band killed themselves too, by the way, so we all really lucked out on that. All right? All my votes got stolen. I should have brought 7 illegal immigrants to vote for me. That's would have been great. I should have sold my social. Yeah, she loves that one. She voted 8 times today. Alright, this is great. I love being at the Barkley. The Barkley's beautiful, right? Isn't this a nice room? Yeah? This looks like where a Klansman blew his head off after they desegregated schools, right? This is good. This dressed it up. This is nice. This looks like where Hamas makes their hostages read to their families in front of a video camera before getting beheaded. That's where the setup is. It's nice. It's good. A lot of good comics tonight. A lot of brilliant people. I liked Sam's set. I liked when Sam was complaining about being tall. It's a unique problem. Golly, how tall are you? 6'7"? 6'5"? My God, look how tall you are. You know what does suck, Sam? When you go to an amusement park as a 32-year-old and they're eyeing you like, is he tall enough to ride this ride? Nothing dries up a pussy more than when you gotta get something on a top shelf and you gotta break out the old step stool, you know what I mean? Right? You into short guys? She's like, no way, I don't even wanna know you. Hell no. Oh man, this is good now. I'm in a relationship. I'm married. Wife's over there. She's literally Googling Planned Parenthoods right now. I sit here. It's like I made a big mistake. We thought we were going to the Comedy Store. What happened? No, I actually read an article that said if you want to be in a healthy relationship, if you want like a really good like marriage or even just a partnership, you and your significant other should do something together. You guys should do a hobby together. And I thought a lot about that. I'm like, what can me and my wife do together? Like, what could we do as one? And I thought about it hard, and I like to do steroids with my wife. That's something I would love to do. I would love to just get fucking jacked out of my mind with my gal, just turn into a little brick shit house, you know what I mean? That's what I want. I want to turn that little cardio hoe to a big clit mommy, you know what I mean? Right? Both of us rearranging the house as one, you know? Wouldn't you like that? You'd like that, sir. Hell yeah, dude. You and your girl getting ripped up, getting back tats at fucking 12 a.m. You know? Just blowing lines of coke and creatine with her. Wouldn't that be fun? Then what else would you do? You'd go out and you'd fight other couples. That's exactly what you do. That's why you do it. Beat the shit out of other couples, right? I let her fight the man because I'm a feminist. That's what I do. What's wrong? Y'all don't like strong women? Are we not for strong women in this room? You guys, a bunch of Trump supporters in here? No? This room could be go either way with politics. Politics is a weird one to bring up in this room. It's like you could go like Al Qaeda would get a vote in this room. You know what I mean? Al Qaeda and the Nazi parties would. They would definitely do it. They would kill in this room. It'd be great. The wood paddling would give it away. No, I don't know. I watched the debate. My whole thing is I was hoping that they would just make out the second they walked out on the stage. You know? Would you like that? Would you enjoy if they made out? You would? You'd like that, right? Sam, you look disgusting. You wouldn't like that? It's because they're interracial, isn't it, Sam? That's why you wouldn't like that. You fucking piece of shit, Sam. My God. A Nazi this whole time. I can't believe it. Now, let's see. How are we doing on the clock? Wow. 4 minutes down? Holy shit. Fucking zooming past this bad boy, right? Leslie, how you doing out there, dude? Just go out there to fart? All right, bud. Leslie was a Marine. That's why we're losing the war on terror, guys. That's, right? He was running the open mics the whole fucking time in Bangladesh. It was Bangladesh. That's not even in Iraq. Fuck! Bangladesh. That's what my uncle would say. Get these Bangladeshians out of here, right? It's a Chinese guy. He's like, what are you talking about, sir? He's born in Ohio. I feel very privileged to be an American. That's not just because I'm white, but it's a thing where like I do stand-up comedy. I tell dick jokes like all night. Like that's what I do. I really don't do anything. Like my grandfather had a much harder life than I did. My grandfather got sent to a place he's never been before to kill people that he never met. He wasn't in the military. It was a drug deal went bad in Chinatown in '87. But hear me out. My grandfather had a job. He worked for the town. He worked with his hands, you know? And he worked for the town, okay? And for many years, he would fix the water fountains in these towns. You know, it was a real noble job. And at some point, he retired. Well, laws changed and certain people were allowed to drink out of those water fountains, so he refused to work on them. So he had to step down. What I'm trying to say is America's a good place. And we should be fortunate that we live here, right? You know what I'm talking about, man. You think you got that prescription in another country? Come on, no way. You know what I mean. Nobody look behind you. All right, let's see here. I'm dyslexic. Anybody else here stupid? Right? Room full of open micers, of course. Come on. When I was young, I used to get bullied for being dyslexic a lot. And I remember I went home crying to my dad, and I was like, everyone keeps making fun of me because I can't read. And my dad's response was, don't worry about that. I'm going to teach you how to fight, so when you go to school tomorrow, you beat those kids up. And I was like, can't you just teach me how to read? Right? Can we get a little hooked on phonics here? Can we, you know? What's the ch sound? What's that? What makes the ch sound? Can you help me, Dad? The th, that's a T and an H. It doesn't make any sense. Where's Mom? It was funny. My parents didn't even realize like what to do with me when like they found out I was dyslexic. I feel like it really caught them off guard. I was in 2nd grade. The teacher called them in for a conference. They found out I was dyslexic. They sat them down. They said, Mr. and Mrs. Massaro, by the look of Joey's work, it appears that he is dyslexic. And my mom looked at the teacher and said, oh my God. How much time does he have to live? The teacher was very puzzled, but like composed herself. She's like, no, ma'am, it's a reading disability. And she went, oh, okay. Can we get like a handicap sticker or can I start cutting the lines at Disney World? What are the perks here? Can I get some perks? Spit some perks at me. My dad looked at the work and he was like, this is perfect. I can read this perfectly. She's like, sir, there's no way this is perfect. The B's and D's are all mixed up. The me and my is all backwards. This you can barely read this. He goes, I can read this perfectly. She said, sir, if you can read this perfectly, you might be dyslexic. My dad was like, I'm not dyslexic. No, there's no way. She goes, sir, I think you are dyslexic. He said, no, I'm not. No, I went to school in the 60s and they diagnosed me with something else. The teacher was like, what? What did they diagnose you with? And he looked right at her and said, I'm retarded. And then my mom looked puzzled and turned to the teacher and said, how much time does he have to live? Can we get this out? All right, I'll end on this thing. I used to live in Highland Park. Me and my wife lived in Highland Park for many years, and we lived. It was a bad neighborhood. There was a lot of gangs, a lot of homeless people, a lot of people fighting. I remember I had to walk to work one day. I'm walking, and everyone's outside. A lot of commotion going on, and this lady's pointing at me, yelling, "Ginger, ginger, ginger." Yeah, you like that one? And I'm just like, just keep moving, don't do anything. And then she's screaming it like, "Ginger, ginger, ginger." Now though, everyone's stopped, and it's just staring at me. And I'm like, oh fuck, here we go, man. I'm gonna have to fight this woman like a grown man. I've seen gangland. I know, once you lose respect on the street, it's done. So I just walk, I'm trying to ignore it. She's screaming, "Ginger, ginger," and then she starts clapping her hands. Sign of aggression. So I threw my bag down. I said, "Hey lady, what's up? Call me a ginger? How about fuck you? How about that?" As I screamed that at her, a chihuahua ran past my leg into her arms. And she's like, "What?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I just moved here from Canada." All right, I'm Jervis Howard. Thank you very much, guys. You've been on this.
Let's hear it for Joey Massaro. Now we're going to get into the technical portion of this real quick. You know, I need to be aware of how this was an intense night for me. And again, thank you, everyone. Thanks for the comics. Thanks for everybody showing up and so forth. But when I'm intense, it's bad for me because I have resting cop face. And Joey mentioned I was in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marine Corps. I was a firefighter in the Marine Corps. That is 2 stripper requests and 1 sexy job. So I always have to watch my intensity on this stuff, even though I'm a leftist loony. That one was for Joey. Thank you. But here's the technical portion. So what I'm going to do first, before we bring out the headliner, is I'm going to just put some of these pencil things or pen things around. And use them. If you want to just vote for somebody, Joe, can you put that back over there? Thank you, sir. And while the comedian is, our headliner is going around, I'll be walking around handing out little ballots. And then you vote for, and you can only vote once if you check off for multiple comics. I'm talking to you exclusively for this one. I know there's pressure on you, but that's okay. If there's, by the way, can I just say congratulations? Yes. And if he says we're having a baby, tell me, I'll kill him. But the thing is, just only vote for one person. Multiple ballots will be thrown out. And I'll walk around with a nice little red bag and you put your votes in there. That's a pretty simple process, right? So enough of this technical stuff. Are you guys having a great time tonight? We survived the blues. We survived all of this. Second show here at the Barkley for Clash of Comics. It'll only get better, but this night has been great. And when we talk about greatness, our headliner, we all wish we got booked as much as she has. I mean, she is. I mean, Kill Tony, right? That one of the shows. Pauly Shore podcast. And not to mention the Improv, Comedy Store, just everywhere. She's everywhere. She travels. I told her I graduated from University of Oklahoma. She's like, I played there. And I'm just like, geez, how much can I say to just introduce Nicole Trin, everybody?
Trời ơi bạn đi một tuần tao không gặp mày mà bụng mày vẫn tù lù. Please feel free to sing along if you know the words. Em from Vietnam. Please excuse me the way I speak. There are some letters in the English language that I cannot pronounce. I could tell you which one they are, but I cannot pronounce them. But sometimes language barriers can be to my advantage. One time my boss says she likes hair that's curly. I thought she says I could go home early. She told me you need to pay attention. I thought she said you need to pay vacation. My car is a Hyundai accent. When people hear me speak, they ask me, "Hey, where's your accent from?" I say a used car lot in San Jose. Last week, an American guy asked me, "Are you nuts?" I said, "Why? Are you allergic?" When I first learned English, I start with simple phrases like "How do you do?" or "I'm happy to meet you," or "Not tonight, I have a headache." Dun, 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 dun. I won a beauty contest for girls who speak bad English. I'm now the brand new 2025 Miss Pronounce. At college, they told me I need student loan. I thought they could loan me a student to help me with my homework. They asked me what kind of loan you want. I say, give me a blue-eyed white guy. Many of them in the libraries. I go there, check out book and said I check out blue-eyed white guys. When I first arrived in the Bay Area, I studied Aikido, Judo, and in San Francisco, Sourdough. Sometimes people cannot understand my name over the phone. My name is Dren. Spell it for me, please. Sure. T like Chiwasaki. R là Roshiko. A like Lasima. And N like Nancy. We always have picnic at the beach. The seagulls were annoying, but so tasty. You haven't lived until you taste sweet and sour seagulls, man. I remember my first swimming lesson. My father threw me into the Mekong River. I ended up in the Philippines. When I was a kid, we played Ding Dong Ditch. We did not have doorbell, we just ditched our friend Ding Dong. That's a pretty good joke, man. We had a flying goldfish. One time he flew out of his bowl and right into a frying pan. It was a good trick, but he only did it once. I moved from the Bay Area. Now I live in Koreatown. That's the only neighborhood where you see an Uber driver on a scooter. In my neighborhood, there's a dog that barks all night long. Boy, in Koreatown, that dog's really asking for it. I got weird neighbors, man. My neighbor on the right mowed his lawn at 5 a.m. He has a OCD, PTSD. Yesterday he told me he has a PSD, but I think he took too much LSD. My neighbor on the left never pick up his apples. I can smell them fermenting. Now the squirrels are getting drunk. I had to call LA Animal Control to set up squirrel DUI checkpoint. And now I see a lot of squirrels in handcuffs. I have a porcelain wind chime. Sound like classical music. My neighbor behind me has a metal wind chime. King, bing, bong, king. It sounds like roll call back in my high school. I love getting to know my new neighbors, but eventually they close the curtain. Across the street from me, 7 big fat white guys live in one house. They party all the time. They got 11 cars, but only 6 tires. In Asian culture, we take up the shoes at the front door. My white neighbor take up the tires of their cars and leave them on their lawn. Those guys don't cut their grass, but I can smell them smoking it. The guy next door to them is so scared, he built a 15-foot wall. Now with all the palm trees sticking up, it looks like Guantanamo Bay. I have a cousin, you guys. Her name is Bing Bing. My cousin Bing Bing snores. She snores like that. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. It can be annoying and scary, especially when she's driving. Bing, bing, wake up. Back in my country, Bing Bing was the life of the party, the Communist Party. Bing Bing wants a man so bad she got a job at a candy store. Sure, there are a lot of sugar daddy there. Bing Bing always dream of winning a lottery so she can go back to Vietnam, buy our entire village and raise the rent. If Bing Bing marries to a New York Italian, she would be Bada Bing Bing. Bing Bing lies about her age for discount. If she go to the movies, she says she's 12 years old. If she go to the museum, she says she's 65. If she go on a date with a hot blue-eyed white guy, she says I'm 36, 24 and 36. But when he shows up, he find out she really 32, 36 and 44. In Vietnamese culture, family member fight. Bing Bing hasn't talked to my mother for 5 years, but if you ever hear my cousin Bing Bing voice, the silent treatment is a blessing. I miss my mother back in the Bay Area. I pay my mother to do my daily chores. For $25, she does my laundry. For $15, she cleans my room. I pay her $10 an hour to surf the internet for blue-eyed white guys. My mother doesn't believe in psychic reading, but she happy to tell me that I have no future. She put a gigantic rear-view mirror in our family room. That way me and my sister appears much closer than we actually are. Look at this, you guys. This is a $10 dress. And a $75 spank. Some woman I know shop at Forever 21. I cannot fit into anything of that store. I'm waiting for them to come out with almost 42. I like to wear loose blouse to cover my muffin top, but nothing I can do to cover my muffin bottom. Dress back with polyester make me not only curvy but flammable. Bing Bing loves to wear long black boots, but she's short, so she look like Asian pirate. But she very color coordinated. Her purse always match with her eye patch. When I go to the hairdresser, I say make me look like famous pop star, like Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and this haircut is Paul McCartney. I go to a lot of lousy open mic. The last one I went has a hole in the ceiling, so I give the audience my jokes and the weather reports. When I walk into a black comedy club, all the sisters look at me like, uh-oh, somebody forgot to pay the bills at the nail salon. On my way out, some brothers yell at me, hey, I got a question. I want to ask you. Ask me? I got the hell out there. I don't want that guy to ask me. I see my grandmother ask the chicken 1,000 times. It looks painful. You got it. I know nothing about drinking. I was at a bar, getting ready to go on. I heard a guy talking to the bartender, give me a screwdriver. I thought maybe he was sitting on a loose stool. I queued so hard at the Laugh Factory Comedy Club, I split my pants in the back. So I'm thinking, why suddenly so cold in there? So cold. I did comedy show for women in recovery. I murdered that crowd. I hope they recover. I kill a lot. I murder everywhere. One time you will see me on America Most Wanted. Tonight we're looking for Nicole Tran. She fight you with Paul McCartney haircut. Pretty good callback, right? When I first came to this country, I had a lousy car. One time I pulled up to the toll booth. He says $4. I go sold. I tried to donate that car to a Make-A-Wish Foundation. They took one look and say, we wish you wouldn't. I always forget stuff on the roof of my car and drive away. I forgot my cousin Bing Bing was up there. She would have been killed if she wasn't wearing a magnetic bra. Help me. On the way here, I got stuck on 405 really bad. I know why they call it 405. Because you may be on it for 405 hours. That's a very good joke, you guys. I got caught at sobriety checkpoint. The cop says, have you been drinking? I say no. He said, are you smoking? I said, I'm wearing a brand new mini skirt. Why don't I get out and you tell me? I hope one day I can afford a Mac computer. Right now I can only afford mac and cheese. I don't know why people leave Facebook. I cannot go on one day without wishing 12 strangers happy birthday. They say marijuana is good for Alzheimer's patients. But the problem is they don't remember where they hide it. My auntie Vu moved to San Antonio. She got Alzheimer's. Now she cannot even remember the Alamo. She said, forget the Alamo, give me Pine Alamo. I came down to visit her. I brought her flowers, forget me not. Probably by now. She let it all dry up, roll it and smoke it. Driving in LA, I see so many middle fingers, making me feel right at home. Like never left San Jose. There's a skinny girl at every corner in Hollywood. They don't eat, they skip breakfast, they skip lunch, they skip dinner, then they skip to the drug dealer. Then they skip back to the corner. They call knock Hollywood no hole. I driven there late at night. I see plenty of hole. Roaches are everywhere in Beverly Hills. I say, how come you get roaches? He said, those are not roaches, those are water bugs. I said, what's the difference? He says a water bug is a roach with a better address. There's a popular restaurant in Beverly Hills called Burger Factory. Right next to it, the Burlington Coat Factory. Everybody that worked there ate at Cheesecake Factory. So great to see factory jobs returning to America. I like white guys with blue eyes, but he must have 2 of them. I don't date Australian Shepherd. Bing Bing say firemen are hot. I say sure they hot. They work around fire. You know who's hotter? The guy working the grill at Benihana. The last guy I dated worked at the racetrack cleaning up after horses. I always look for a man with a stable job. I'm stylish, man. I wear Easter hat in the spring, sundress in the summer, and I never dated a white guy after Labor Day. A guy asked me to go skydiving. I said, forget, man, I like dumpster diving better. So we go skydiving. I got lucky, he landed a dumpster. That's why I found his shoe missing diamonds, you guys. Now I want to meet a man with a Tesla. So every Friday night, I put on tight dress and hang out at the electric vehicle charging station. My favorite dog is a golden retriever. I throw a ball, he brings it back. I throw a stick, he brings it back. I throw out my boyfriend, he bury him in the yard. I love music from the 1980s. Even to this day, I still answer the phone like this. Hello, is it me you looking for? And he says, no. Where's your cousin Bing Bing? That's it for me. Thank you very much for joining this competition. And by the way, I don't have a green card. So please do not tell anybody that you saw me here tonight. Okay, you guys, I'm a professional comedian. I developed my merch and I really appreciate it. I drive very far. You came here and you laugh. So if you get the Bing Bing t-shirt and you wear on bed, you get Bang Bang. So I have different color. I put my merch out there. I have black for sexy Latina. Tank top over there. Go out and meet me. Red, purple and everything and back design. Okay, very good. See you guys and t-shirt for men. White guys should support me. Okay, I love white guys. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Nicole Tran, everybody. I'm gonna apologize for Nicole for having hazel eyes. I tried really hard, Nicole. I tried. I surprised her a couple weeks ago when I told her I grew up with Vietnamese immigrants in Fresno, California, and it was not Vietnamese, they're Hmong, so it was like Vietnamese adjacent, but close enough. So we're good. All right, are you ready to hear who won? Yeah, you guys are like, let's get out of here. Before we do that, I just want to give a thanks to Nicole Tran. Her merch is out there. She's everywhere. That's good stuff. Go stop by on the way out, say hi, and if you buy something, that's awesome. That's great. Let's see what else. And of course, the Barkley. The Barkley is great. We're gonna be doing this next month. And so once a month, Clash of Comics is here, and so forth. If the champ wants to defend the championship, they can come back, of course. Let's see what else is there. And of course, thank you for you and the comics for being here. Round of applause for both of you. Before I announce the winner, I want to give a shout out to the person who came very close in second place. Let's hear it for Ruby Bockmier. Shout out. She only brought one person, so I'm going to give you another shout out for that one. But this show is for comics, created for comics, with the audience being the big winner. But the winner tonight, Joey Massaro! Well, come on up. Let's hear it for Joey. Let's hear it for Joey. Thank you. Good job, Joey. And thank you, everybody. You guys have a great night. Have a good one. See you next time.
30-minute set, really make everyone kill themselves?
No, take pictures for your Instagram. There you go.
Take it home, dude. Take it fucking home.
It's the Italian stallion.
Big clit mommy, dude. That's for all of them out there. You all can be big clit mommies. Put the fucking work in, alright? This country was built on that. Racism and fucking work. Fucking go.